Aries for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father. What do we have for Aries for Tuesday? Woo! Oh my gosh, you want to move forward, but something feels like it's holding you back. I don't know why you feel like you're being held back. It's almost like I'm getting the sense of like feeling like you're being held back from like class or from the next level or from the next thing in life. It makes me feel like school. Like, you know how you see everybody moving forward and you're like, okay, but what about me? I don't know. But I keep hearing stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself, because you're comparing yourself to people that you shouldn't compare yourself to. Like, if you are around a lot of people and you're single, stop comparing yourself to people that are in relationships. If you have people around you that have kids or something like that, and you know their kids are older or well up, whatever it is, stop comparing yourself, because sometimes we feel behind in life and you're not behind in life. Because I just keep seeing I feel left behind, okay? Because the Six of Swords, when it's upright and when it doesn't do all of that jazz that it just did, it's talking about moving forward and calmer waters and calmer times and things feeling calm again and very stable again. But that's moving into that, okay? That means you're still in transition, but it feels like, okay, things are getting better. But I feel like you're in transition, but you're feeling like, oh my gosh, what is this? This new place, this new thing, this new whatever, what is this? And you're looking around and you're trying to see what everybody else is doing. Focus on your own thing for right now, okay, Aries? Focus on your own thing, because it's not going to look like other people's right now. The Hangman and the Eight of Cups, man, that Eight of Cups is that spirituality, walking away for a stronger purpose. You know, some of the things you had to walk away from, you probably didn't understand why. And you probably will never get the answer why. To be honest, everything doesn't require an answer. Just know it's for your highest good. And when you start to really feel like, okay, I'm not stuck, I'm just giving time to sit here with my own perspective. The Hangman feels stuck. But it's allowing you time to reflect on some things. Reflecting over why this happened, or just reflecting and accepting that this had to happen. If not, then I would be stuck in the same place, and I would be stuck somewhere where it doesn't align with me anymore. I'd be stuck, you know, dealing with somebody that doesn't align with me. But when Father asks you to move on, when he asks you to move forward, he's asking you, like, you know, not as a suggestion. This is going to help you do better. When you pray or when you talk to God or whatever you do, you want everything to be calmer. You want everything to be better. And if you want peace and you keep asking for peace and Father gives you peace, and it's not the way you expected it, just know that it's for your highest good. And that's why your perspective needs to change on this. The Hangman talks about changing your perspective. So please, Aries, change your perspective on this. You are not stuck. You hanging out for a minute to really recognize that all things don't require answers. Just know that it's for your highest good, okay? And that's how he's moving you forward into a place of peace. All right? Anyways, that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Taurus for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Taurus for Tuesday? Taurus, we got the Seven of Pentacles, which means that, you know, you're in a waiting period. I'm hearing the waiting game. The waiting game is not always so comfortable, all right? It's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, I'm waiting, okay. You know, is it really going to happen? It's like, it's waiting in a state of confusion is what I see for you, Taurus. I'm seeing you wait and be confused. It's like when you plant something and you're like, is it growing underneath there? Is it? Like, you're trying to, like, convince yourself that all is well. However, you're still doubting it. I don't know why. Because I'm seeing somebody plant something and then I'm seeing them say, is that a piece of growth? Oh, no, that's grass. Okay, I'm still waiting on this to grow. What if it's not the right seed that I planted? What if I didn't do the right thing? What if I didn't make the right investment in this? And Father's like, stop questioning things. It just needs some time to grow, okay? And then I just heard some people just need some time to grow up too, okay? You can't force anything to grow faster. You can't force anybody to grow up faster. You just need to take your time and observe. This is not your time to do actions. This is your time to take care of yourself and observe. Because I feel like you want to do things. You're ready to do stuff. And it's kind of like, well, Father's saying no. I mean, if you planted a tomato, why are you sitting there every day watching the tomato? Like, or even thinking like, is it going to be a tomato? Like, what if it turns out not to be? What if it's a small tomato? What if I invested in it's just going to be a tiny one? Father's like, stop thinking that way. Stop thinking that way. Your hidden energy is the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Yes, stop thinking that way, because it's talking to yourself or talking to this investment or this seed or whoever it is, because it might have something to do with your kids here. But I'm seeing that you have to talk kindly to yourself. Talk kindly to the thing that you want to grow. Because the Page of Cups is a very, very sweet message. It's like when you wanting your grass to grow, you're not saying, oh, I hope you don't turn out to be something else. You're saying, oh, you're going to be so beautiful. This is going to be amazing. You're going to grow up and be amazing kind of thing. And with the 10 of Cups, it's like enjoy the present moment. This is all about the present. Stop thinking about the future so much. Because when we think about the future, we get anxious. We get anxiety. Enjoy what's happening right now. Okay, even if you don't see the growth right now, enjoy what's happening right now and spend a lot more time with family. I see you wanting to do that, and be kind to your family, please. Okay, because I just see you kind of just, be kind. That's all I can say. That's what I have for you. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, blessed one. Gemini for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father. What do we have for Gemini for Tuesday? We got the Page of Swords. All right, I see you absolutely. Somebody's watching you or you're watching them. I'm getting the sense that somebody's watching you. Okay, you're being watched right now. Some of it is like, some people coming back from the past. I do see that. But I also see some people watching you like out of admiration. Some people are watching you because they're jealous. I see all three channels, which is interesting. Because when I say watching, it reminds me of a TV. And I'm seeing all three channels. I'm seeing something like a surveillance. Not you being surveillance, Gemini. Yikes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to it because that's what I'm seeing. You know how you walk into like a hotel or something and you see them watching the surveillance cameras and stuff? I see somebody watching all aspects of your life. Some people are looking because they're jealous. Some people are looking because they want to come back to that. And some people are looking because they're inspired by you. Okay. So whatever you do, keep doing what you're doing though, because I feel like you're shining in such a beautiful light. And I say that and then boom, we got the 9 of Pentacles. Keep shining. Keep being your bright light that you are, okay? Let them watch. Don't change up what you're doing, because when I tell people sometimes that they're being watched and things like that, especially in private readings, sometimes people get a little, like, okay, they're watching. Let me give them something to look at. Like, this is not the time to be posting the fancy pictures, especially the sexual ones. This is not the time to be, being extra. This is the time to really just keep shining and keep doing what you're doing. 9 of Pentacles talks about you enjoying your life. Let them watch. Let them watch. Okay, because it has nothing to do with you. And then with the King of Cups, you might be feeling emotional lately too. So this is you not even adding that emotion to them right now. Okay, you just trying to figure out your own emotions and balance your own emotions, because you could be going through some kind of sadness here. And the way you go through sadness is by really pouring into yourself. Pour into yourself. Pour into you. Okay, don't mind them. Okay, because they're watching. Don't mind them. Mind your own emotions, because the King of Cups comes to say stabilize your emotions. Stabilize your emotions. You see how he sits and all of this water represents emotions, and then he sits on this like brick right here. Not brick, stone right here. It's like you're sitting on all of these emotions and you're trying to figure out how to balance that because of some kind of sad thing, maybe disappointment, regret, grief, whatever you're going through. Let them watch. Okay, be happy and let your light shine, because when you find that light, you don't want to dim it because of someone else, or you don't want to blind nobody because of someone else. You want to just live your life. Okay, enjoy the small things out of life. Find that happiness within yourself, because I see you kind of struggling with your emotions and your sadness or grief or whatever it is right now. Just know that you got this and you're shining, no matter, even if you're going through something painful right now. That's what I have for you. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Cancer for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father. What do we have for Cancer for Tuesday? Ooh, the Empress. It's time to take more and extra special care of yourself, okay? You could be going through a series of things. I just heard a series of misfortunate events here. But it's time that you, not only, if you have kids, this is the time to spend extra special time with your kids and be that mother or father that you caring, compassionate and all of that. But also don't forget yourself when it comes to that, because I am seeing a huge mothering like energy around this whole thing. And I mean, the Empress means self-care and self-love and all of that, but I'm just seeing mothering more than anything. Mothering, being the mother of everything, and that means that not always strict, but soft and sweet. Even if you're the father, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine in us. So it's time that you lean more towards that divine feminine in you. The Empress is the divine feminine here, okay? So just know that it's time that you really, really just, be softer with yourself, be softer with the kids or anybody else that you interact with. Be kind to people, you know what I'm saying? And be kind to yourself. Your hidden energy is the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. Something may be very, very much so weighing you down here. And that's why you have to be kind to yourself, because I feel like you picked this up. You picked this energy up. You started doing stuff, or, you know, added to this, and then there's life throwing you tomatoes too, and you're just kind of like, man, I don't know if you're making bad decisions, or if you made like a recent bad decision and you kind of sit and regret a little bit, or kind of feel like you're still holding on to that. Let it go. Father's saying let it go, okay? Because the 10 of Wands is like, be kind to yourself, all right? Even if you're a mother and you're dealing with a lot of things with your kids and stuff, like, be kind to yourself, because things can feel very, very heavy. And you're looking forward to, like, you know, dropping that load, but you need to drop that load right now, because the 3 of Wands talks about, you know, like that. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to happen. I'm going to eventually stop taking on everyone's stuff. But when you're kind to yourself, you realize that you don't have to carry all of that. And when you're kind to yourself, you realize that whatever mistake you may have made, I mean, we all make mistakes, even the best of us. It happens to the best of us. That's one of my favorite things to say, is it happens to the best of us. Because, I mean, you know, you don't need to keep carrying that, all right? Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you how you must hold on to issues. Let it go, okay? Let it go. Let it go. And then we got the Queen of Cups, which is that mother figure too. That Cancer energy. Let it go. Be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself emotionally as well. That's what I have for you. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Leo for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Leo for Tuesday? What do we have for Leo for Tuesday? 6 of Cups. Oh my gosh, you could just be thinking about your childhood or the early days. This is really, really big nostalgia, okay? You could be thinking about some things that are just like, you know, something reminds you of like the old days, the good old days. That's what I just heard. The good old days. I'm hearing like something like a perfume or a cologne or something hits your nose and you're like, ooh, okay, I remember when that came out. Or I remember when we used to do this dance. Or I remember when that song came out. Or I remember. It's something that just gives you a blast from the past, okay? Huge blast from the past energy. And it just reminds you of like better days. And I feel like sometimes we need that, because we need to figure out and notice the simpler things in life. It's the simple things. Like Usher said, it's the simple things in life we forget. You hear them talking, but don't hear what they say. Why do we make something so easy, so complicated? Searching for what's right in front of your face. All right, yes, you're definitely reflecting over the past, and be careful not to get lost too bad in the past. Okay, be careful not to get lost too bad back there, because I just feel like sometimes with the 5 of Cups coming, the 5 of Cups is all about, you know, depression, sadness, grief, things like, you know, wishing for simpler times, wishing for easier times. It's something that reminds you of like, man, I remember when. You know, and then with the 5 of Cups, like I said, 5 of Cups always gives me that there's unfinished business here with your past. And you just kind of have regrets. You kind of have like, you know, deep emotional grief sometimes. And you're just kind of like, you know, sad. But when I see the 5 of Cups, I always tell you that, you know, disappointment and all of that, that's in the past. That's when you're thinking too far into the past. That's when you're thinking too deep into the past, too negatively in the past, you know. And when we have anxiety, that's too much into the future. It's time to sit right here in the present moment. Stay focused, because we got the Chariot card too. Stay focused on what's happening right now, right in front of your eyes, okay? Because the past can sometimes remind us of simpler times, but it can also remind you that simpler times are still possible. You know, sometimes we're like, oh, before the kids, before the marriage, before the life got hard, before the bills. You know, when you can just wake up in the morning and pour you a bowl of cereal and not wonder where it came from. Eat breakfast and not wonder where it came from. You just grateful that you have it, kind of thing, and you eat and you move on. You know, everything gets so high, but just relax, because you survived that and you can survive this. That's what I have for you, Leo. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Virgo for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Virgo for Tuesday? Ooh, a very Virgo card too. I don't know why you're getting all your energy, okay? This is the second day of that. This is the 9 of Pentacles. Absolutely enjoying time alone, being in solitude. I think you got the Hermit the other day, which was just kind of like, you know, being alone. You're enjoying time alone. It's like, it's not that you're being mean about it. You just need your time to yourself, okay? And if you haven't taken time to yourself, this is like a big indicator. Father's like, okay, red button, red light, everything stop, world stop. You need time to yourself before you do snap, before you do pop off on people, okay? But I'm just seeing you enjoying time to yourself. Sometimes people can feel lonely, but I'm just seeing that you're like, I'm good by myself because I can do bad by myself. You know, you could be watching movies by yourself or eating by yourself or whatever it is by yourself. You're just enjoying it, okay? Not really wanting to be around people too much, you know. I'm just seeing it. Your hidden energy is the Magician and the Star. This is the moment. This is the times where when you're by yourself, you have time to manifest some good things. You have time to keep your mind focused on good things. You have time to really talk to your faith, your system, and say, hey, I need to believe in this. When you're around people, they add doubt. I say this all the time. They add doubt. They add stuff to the equation, okay? But here you go, wishing on a star. I'm wishing on a star. You could even be missing someone here too. I'm seeing you missing someone because I just heard, you know, wishing on a star, wishing on missing someone. But it's like, I don't know why you can't call them or talk to them because I am seeing you trying to telepathically talk to them as well if you're missing someone. But I am seeing that you're comfortable in person by yourself right now. Whoever's around you, you like, I don't want to hang. I don't want to talk. I don't want to eat with y'all. I want to grab my plate, go sit on the couch. Please don't sit next to me. Please don't bother me. I got this, okay? But you are absolutely putting your wishes into, you know, in the atmosphere. This is the Magician card and the Star card. The Magician is all about manifesting things, and the Star card is all about having the faith that it will come true. Okay, this is your time. Okay, you almost like it's your birthday or something like that, you know. And you can manifest some beautiful things, but you can also manifest some negative things. So keep your mind very, very positive. But I believe that's the reason why you're being so standoffish to people. It's like, I need to be positive. I need to stay positive because you know that's what you're trying to, you know, make happen. Anyways, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Libra for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Libra for Tuesday? Libra, slow and steady wins the race. You already know this. I feel like you've been getting the same message for the last couple of weeks. It's like it doesn't mean that you're not moving, but things are happening a bit slowly for you, it feels like, you know, and you could just be falling into routine, which is okay too. Sometimes it's okay to not have so much excitement in your life like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when people are in routine, they feel like, oh my gosh, I need to do something. I need to get out the house. I need to do this. I need to do that. But no, enjoy your slow period. Because when things pick up, things take off. And it gets to be overwhelming and sometimes a little bit overstimulating. So enjoy this time right now. The things are kind of moving slow at a steady pace. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's almost like you wishing for something to just pick up or wishing to go do something. I don't, you know, but Father's like, look, that time will come. Right now it's time to preserve your energy. Right now it's time to preserve your energy. I don't know why I had to say that twice. Thank you, Father. Okay? Yeah, because you're working on your emotions. You're working on your boundaries. You're working on all these things. When you work on yourself, when you're literally in spiritual therapy, because you've already done the surgery part. I feel like you've done the surgery part, Libra. But you are absolutely like, you're being heavy on your boundaries. You're being very strong in your emotions. You've balanced your emotions and your boundaries. It's like the head and the heart. The Queen of Swords is all about your thought process in your head and your boundaries that you have with people. Healthy boundaries, as I always say. This is you using your logic to say, okay, this has to make sense for me. And then this is using your heart as well and saying that my heart has to make sense as well. So you're finding balance slowly but surely, okay? Your heart, Queen of Cups, and your head, Queen of Swords, are in sync. It's good that you got both of the cards. So take it slow, take it steady, okay? You don't want anything or anyone to knock you off your balance, all right? Just appreciate, like I said, this slower time, because when things get a little rocked and a little heavy, you need to still maintain that balance between the heart and the mind, because I feel like, you know, something is telling me that you have like a connection or some kind of thing that's just like balancing. You're making better decisions because it's coming from the heart. It's like your heart chakra and your crown chakra are all connected now. And you're starting to intuitively know things. And so trust your instincts. Take it slow because it's developing. And in developmental stage, after your surgery, it's like, you know, you're going through physical therapy. And that physical therapy, take it slow. Take your time with it. Anyways, take your time. What's the rush? Okay? Anyways, that's what I have for you. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much, Libra. Scorpio. All right, let's see, Father, what do you have for Scorpio for Tuesday? Scorpio for Tuesday. Oh, Working. 8 of Pentacles. You could be working on yourself or just, you know, overworking. I don't know why I'm hearing overworking. You could be focused on work right now. Just work. See me, I'll be work. I don't know, guys. You know, I have to like soften it up a little bit. Not so serious all the time. But I am seeing you work a lot here. Working on yourself, working at work. The Judgment card and the 6 of Cups is here. It's time to forgive something of your past. You might have been working on that lately as well. Like something from your childhood or something like that. Childhood trauma. All right. Working on childhood trauma is not an easy thing, but it's necessary. Especially because when we get through life, we have to know that we have, even if we weren't given the keys, we have to find the keys in life. And that means not blaming your mom or your dad for anything that they may have done or may not have done. All right. The Judgment card is here. That means release that. It's time to start over. Get this, you know, realize that you have a new life, new opportunities here. And the 6 of Cups is all about reflecting. And for some reason, I'm just seeing that you are very much so healing from childhood trauma. And it could be like from seeing other children. You know, sometimes we'll see kids in the park, even if you have children or don't have children. I'm seeing you see kids like be, you know, very lighthearted about life. And instead of saying, oh man, I didn't get to hopscotch when I was a kid. You know, sometimes it motivates you to say, hey, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna go hopscotch because that looks fun. That looks like something that a child should experience. It's feeding your inner child for sure. You don't have to be a kid in order to do childlike things, okay? Not childish things, okay? Childish things can feel very petty. I'm saying childlike things. There's a difference between the two. Father is making me differentiate those two things, all right? But doing something childlike is very, very beautiful, all right? Go skip rope. Go play in the park. Go sit on the swings. Whatever it is that you feel like can feed your inner child, and it doesn't have to be something that you did as a child. Because sometimes I can recommend that, but Father's like, it could be something that you see or something that you've wanted to try that you haven't. This is healing your childhood trauma, okay? But you're also working a lot, so just be careful of that as well. Because working a lot, that means you also need that balance. That's the reason why you need to feed that inner child. Because when we work so much, sometimes our inner child gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and you only think about bills and work, and it's time to really go outside and do something like really fun. All right, don't forget that balance that needs to be done. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Sagittarius for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Sagittarius for Tuesday? Oh, we got the 9 of Pentacles. So I see you not wanting to be bothered today, but you're just enjoying life, okay? And if you're not, you need to. You need to find a reason to have, like, even if it's something small, even if it's something like, hey, I'm going to get me a nice good cup of coffee today. It's going to be all mine. I don't have to deal with, you know, work. I don't have to deal with kids. I don't have to deal with family. I don't have to deal with friends. I don't have to deal with a lover. I can just take my second and drink this coffee or tea or something. You need something to just be. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing right now, just be. You need to just be. All right, something just gives you a moment to just be. And you need that right now, okay? Because for some reason, with the 9 of Pentacles showing up for you, Sagittarius, I'm getting in your energy that you have like one of those times in life where it's just like things are happening behind me. You get phone calls, you get text messages, you get emails, and it's time for you to just be without all of that, without any of that. Your hidden energy is the 4 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. You could be holding on to the idea of someone or something here. You're holding on too tight. You need to let that go. Because even if you want to be in a relationship, the best thing to be in a relationship is to be comfortable with you. For you to just be. You don't have to add anybody else to the equation. All those people I just named, work, school, life, family, friends, lovers, whoever, you don't need to hold on that tight, because I see you holding on very tightly to a lot of things that they have going on. Okay, 2 of Cups is all about friendships or, you know, love situations or something like that, companionship. And then we got the 4 of Pentacles where it's just kind of like, you know, you're holding on to it. So it's time you let that go. It's time you save your time, energy, and money, because that's what the 4 of Pentacles describes. And I love that it says that, because sometimes people think, oh, you're saving money or whatever. Listen, okay, I'm a good reader. I've been doing this for a very long time. Time, energy, and money. That means when people call you and say, hey, I need a ride. That means when people say, hey, I need $5. Or when people call you and say, you know, whatever. They need you to help them move. Look, save your time, energy, and money. All right? And this could have, like I said, have a lot to do with love too, because I do see right underneath that we got the Lovers and the Two of Cups. You could be holding on, like I said, to the idea of somebody, and it's time you let that go because you're holding on too tight. You got to be comfortable with yourself first. This is about being single or being in solitude. Even if you're in a relationship, just being comfortable with self, giving yourself time to just be, okay? That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this information helped and blessed. Thank you so much. Capricorn for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father. What do we have for Capricorn for Tuesday? We got the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, you might be overgiving, okay? It's time you save your time, energy, and money here, okay? I was just describing this to Sagittarius, and I think that's important because I feel like sometimes people just want your time. They want your attention. They want to call. They want to text. They want to email. It's all of this, hey, 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 hey. And you need that energy for yourself right now, okay? Even if it's just for a minute. If you give everybody a minute or give everybody 5 minutes, for instance, because sometimes, you know, I have to tell myself this because I experienced this. People are like, oh, you know, it took 2 seconds to respond. But if you respond to everybody, you know how many seconds that adds up to? So let's be realistic about this, okay? What is important? It's time to prioritize what's important and do those things in that sort of order. Versus, you know, trying to appease everybody. This is not the time to be people-pleasing. We got the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords underneath here. You could be very much so stressing about this as well. But this time you listen to your higher self. The Hierophant is all about, you know, very much so listening to your higher self here. Okay, so don't worry about not being there all the time and everywhere for everybody. Okay, don't worry about, hey, I had 100 emails and I only got to 50 of them. Sometimes we can tell ourselves that we accomplished so much and we achieved so much and we want to do this and do that and do this. This is almost like allowing your to-do list to roll over. And it gives you anxiety. You know, it's like, man, but I wanted to do that and I wanted to complete that and I wanted to, but then somebody called me and then I had to go, or then I had to do this and then I had to move around and then I had to drive there. And it's just way too much. It's too much pressure on yourself, okay? So love on yourself. We got the Empress right underneath that, and right underneath that, we got the Emperor, which means both, okay? If you're a male or feminine, masculine or feminine here, male or female, you need to understand that stressing about anything is not going to help the situation, even if you're stressing about a connection here, because these two go together real bad, the Emperor and the Empress. But as a masculine, you need to be very much so, be more disciplined about, you know, saying no. And as a feminine, you need to, we have masculine and feminine energy in us. All of us do. So it's time that you really talk to both sides, you know, get that organization up, and then on top of that, get that self-care up, because sometimes you need to take that time and use it on you. All right, take that time and use it on you. Listen to your higher self, because your higher self is speaking to you, and your higher self, like I said, embodies both. All right, the masculine and the feminine, the Empress and the Emperor. Okay, so be firm, but be caring and kind, and love on yourself a lot more. All right. Lots and lots of self-care and self-love is required right now. Don't stress over things. You can only do so much. All right. And make sure you spend time on yourself. All right. Don't forget you. That's what I have for you. I hope this helped and blessed. Thank you. Aquarius for Tuesday. All right. Let's see, Father. What do we have for Aquarius for Tuesday? My Aquas. Woo. What do we got for Aquas here? 7 of Wands. Ooh, fighting for your life, all right? You could be very, very defensive right now, but in a good way. This is you telling yourself like, hey, you know, I'm going to defend myself, defending my reputation. That's what I'm seeing here for Aquarius. Like, I'm defending my reputation. You're not going to talk bad about me. You can either get this, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not encouraging violence, by the way. Please understand. That's not how I roll. I'm always about peace and love and all of that, you know. But I feel like some understandings, you know, people try to paint as misunderstanding. You know, it's given that energy of like, all right, we got this thing in the hood called sneak dissing. You know how people try to like say congratulations, and then they try to say congratulations on your little car. Little car, what you mean? Like, that's a diss, but you tried to cute it up. You tried to make it cute. And that's why I say defensive in a good way, because you're standing up for yourself. You're like saying, nah, you're not going to talk to me like that, or you're not going to give me that, or something like that. You're not letting anything slide that just kind of feels sly. You're not letting anything slide that feels sly, like somebody trying to sneak this. You know what I'm saying? They trying to say some things that just, you know, either aren't true, or just, you know, trying to like paint it up to be cute. Like, oh, you know, I ain't mean it like that. Oh, what you mean? Please explain, because I've never said anything about your little car. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, just it just overshadows the compliment there. You know, it's shade. It's complete shade. And you're like, you're not gonna do that to me. Look how shady this is. Five of Swords energy. That Five of Swords energy is that person that definitely tries to sneak this. They try to like battle you or compete with you or say some things, you know what I'm saying? This is really not like a friend that's not your friend. This is a frenemy. It feels like a frenemy, okay? But sometimes friends can say some frenemy saying some things that just like, dang, girl, or dang, guy. Like, that's how you feel? That's what I'm seeing here. That's how you feel. But we also got the Five of Cups here. So be careful of that, all right? Be careful what you say back, because I don't see this being your energy. I feel like whatever you say back is very, very, it's finna cut them. It's finna, like, you tried to stab me in the back. I'm gonna take the knife out and stab you in the back and twist that mug. Like, and it causes some kind of like, you know, sadness in what you say, because you just kind of like, don't regret what you say. Be careful of your words. Just walk away. I know you want to defend yourself, and you can defend yourself in a proper way. If you can't say anything nice back, then move forward, okay? Because this is people walking away. Like, all right, instead of cutting you back, I'm just going to walk away from this because I know I can get you real bad. R.I.P. to you. That's how. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Thank you. Pisces for Tuesday. All right, let's see, Father, what do we have for Pisces for Tuesday? That came kind of sideways. You might be feeling a bit lonely right now, okay? With the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles sideways, you could be feeling pretty lonely right now, okay? Lonely, I am so lonely. I have nobody for my own. I don't know, friend. I just feel like this loneliness, you need to really take charge of your life and really realize that sometimes you're placed in a state of solitude because you need to be enjoying this time alone. You don't have anybody telling you what to do. You don't have anybody telling you what to eat. You don't have anybody telling you where to go. Enjoy it, okay? Because that's the Nine of Pentacles upright. When it kind of tilts to the side, that's like, you know, in reverse is loneliness. Upright, it's like, all right, I really found my power. I can go out and do whatever I want to do. I can spend the money on me right now. Nine of Pentacles is all about spending money on yourself, spending time on yourself, spending energy on yourself. You don't have to waste time with people. So see it as that and not just a loneliness, because I am seeing it kind of waver. Sometimes you're okay with it. Sometimes you're like, man, it'd be cool to watch this with somebody. Be careful not to look right and left, because when you look straight ahead and you look at the things that you got going on in your life, you don't care about what other people got going on, because you're like, oh man, you're watching a movie and you're like, oh man, that's cute. I wish I had somebody to share that experience with, or whatever the case may be. Look at the stress that it's causing you. That's what I'm saying. You got to start enjoying being alone, because it feels like you're carrying all the weight of one thing. But that's what, before you get into any relationship, if you're not in a relationship, that I'm talking to you. If you are in a relationship, this is you probably feeling lonely in the relationship here, okay? But Pisces, sometimes it does get a bit heavy. Sometimes you feel like, oh man, if I had somebody to share the load with. But no, you can put some of that down. You don't need another person to, stress about all the stuff that you got to stress about. You can decide, hey, I'm only going to handle one at a time. I don't have to pick all 10 of them up. That's like, when you get your groceries and you try to take them all up, take them all in the house at one time. You just got bags and bags of weighing you down. And when you could just make a few more trips. It's okay. You have to learn to be alone before you can add people to the equation. And if you're feeling like you have so much on you and you're the only person carrying this relationship and that's why you're stressing, just understand that you probably need to be single or need to be, give yourself some space for a while. It's time to give yourself a break, okay? Not saying that you need to break up with anybody if you are in a relationship. I'm saying it's time for a break. If you're carrying all the load, because you need to put some of this load down. It's carrying a lot. This is a lot of load. 10 of Wands, lots and lots. 9 of Swords, lots of worrying, lots of sleepless nights, lots of things on your mind, too many things on your mental. Anyways, enjoy the moments, okay? That's what I have for you. Thank you so much.